Hi, I'm Strength and Conditioning Specialist Mike Mejia, and welcome to the third and final installment of my series on ACL injury reduction. With this time around, we're going to be taking a look at plyometric training. Now, while there's no arguing that plyometric exercises offer athletes a great way to improve explosive strength and power, I find that a lot of times young athletes rush into them before they're physically prepared. So in this brief video, I'm going to show you how to progress an athlete through a 12-week plyometric training program, making sure that they're progressing through each step the right way, learning proper landing mechanics, as well as how to best absorb that force and then explode off the ground in an effective and safe manner. So let's go ahead and take a look at those drills right now.
The first drill in our progression is known as the jump up. Now with these, I want you to note that the athlete stands in front of a couple of platforms, one that's a little bit higher and one that's lower to aid in stepping down. Here he begins with his feet shoulders width apart, quickly swings his arms back, dips into his hips to load the lower body, and then explodes up onto the box. Now the thing we're really looking for here is that he lands softly, making sure that he winds up with the same amount of bend in his knees and hips that he has at takeoff. So you'll note that he dips into a quick quarter squat position here, explodes up, and lands in that same amount of knee and hip flexion on top of the box with a nice flat back, not allowing his knees to cave in. We're really aiming to teach good landing mechanics here and minimize the amount of force that the athlete's body is forced to absorb upon landing. Now here you'll see a unilateral or one-legged version. These are more difficult to do, so we've gone with a lower step, but essentially the mechanics remain the same, with the athlete swinging the arms back, loading the lower body, and then sticking the top of the landing in that same position that he has at takeoff. And these are jump ups, and you'll want to make sure to do anywhere between 4 to 8 reps of the single leg version and 6 to 8 reps of the bilateral or double leg version. Moving on, the next drill in our progression is known as the stick jump. Now with these, you'll note that the athlete is actually jumping up and over something, in this instance a hurdle. Aside from that though, the mechanics remain the same, with the athlete swinging the arms back, dipping into the hips, and then making sure to land soft with the same amount of flexion in the hips and knees and a nice flat back. Now with these, the athlete is going to be incurring a lot more force when making contact with the ground, so they're much more difficult. And here's a unilateral version of the same drill. Note that we've lowered the hurdle because, as I said, these are going to be more difficult than the bilateral version. Good arm swing, dipping into those hips, and then making sure to stick that landing with the same amount of flexion in the hips and knees. A lot more going on here in terms of balance and stabilization. And these are stick jumps, and you'll want to do anywhere between 4 and 6 reps per set of the unilateral version and anywhere between 6 and 8 reps per set of the bilateral or two-legged version. Our final drill in the progression is known as repeated bounding. Here we've just set up a couple of hurdles so you can get an idea, but now you see the same good landing mechanics being employed that we've learned the previous 6 to 8 weeks, but the athlete is now much quicker up off the ground. You can see a unilateral version as well. Trying to minimize ground contact time here, but still landing properly. Good arm swing, good load in the lower body, and very explosive up off the ground. And those are repeated bounds.